Welcome. We are back. Another day in the market, slightly mixed day, and not too much movement for the overall market. So we're not going to have too much to talk about. Apart from some consolidation that we saw today, so I'm going to be mentioning that. But there are a lot of individual names that had big moves today. So decent amount of stocks to look over. Excited to see what's up in different sectors of the market. And let's kick it off. Bitcoin breaking down. And I did share this in the Crypto Technicals channel. BTC breakdown test. A little bit of an update now. So we are seeing this Bitcoin breakdown taking place. Right now you're back testing the breakdown, at least of this zone, really between 40K and 46K, about a $6,000 zone, and you're retesting your previous support as a resistance. You already pretty much confirmed a breakdown of this demand line. So from what I'm seeing here, and I can definitely draw it out, your next level to test on Bitcoin should be around 38K. I mean, you kind of already got down to 38.3, 38.4K, so you weren't too far off of it. And unfortunately, the Solana swing did fail, minus 14% on that swing. Looking at it right now, it actually just made a bullish pin bar candle off of previous resistance, which is not bad. But this was, what I was initially hoping for didn't work out. It was a broadening wedge / bull flag. It was trying for the breakout right over here, and we just really couldn't get it, and then Bitcoin pulled back. So thankfully, we had an Ethereum swing, which hit its third target at 2,500, which you can no longer see. But even if we're going to be redrawing this demand line, I can erase that zone because it gave it up on, there's a lot of better ways you could probably chart this. We'll do it like that. On Ethereum, you're now testing a breakdown of an ascending broadening wedge. That's a very big pattern. Like literally, I alerted the Ethereum swing trade right here when it was breaking the 200-day moving average. And the whole entire time that swing's been playing out, it's basically created this broadening wedge pattern, and right now it's testing a breakdown. So that's just a quick look in crypto. Let's do another quick look into other markets. The 10-year, pretty much the exact opposite pattern as the previous chart on Ethereum. We have a descending broadening wedge here with the 2-year testing a breakout. The 10-year has now broken above the 200-day moving average. It's been testing that for the last 2 weeks or so. Next level could be 4.35%. I'm going to keep going real quick. The DXY, quite ironically, I'm actually learning about this in one of my classes right now. We're learning all about like foreign exchange and stuff. And today's topic was literally the DXY. And it's crazy because my professor literally shared a TradingView link, and it's just crazy to see how big this company, like literally what you guys are watching on my stream right now, this chart over here is on TradingView. And I've been using TradingView since probably 2018. So that's now 6 years. And really in the last 2 years or so, it has just exploded as a company. I can't even imagine how much money they're making right now, honestly. Because this used to be very niche, this technical analysis and TradingView and all of that stuff. And now even technical analysis in it of itself is absolutely blowing up and becoming so mainstream. Like it's all over TikTok with all these 18-year-olds and stuff, which a part of me likes and a part of me doesn't like. I know I'm kind of spiraling here. But let's get back to the US dollar index, which I learned is actually basically comparing the dollar currency against, I believe, 7 or 8 other currencies. I think it was like the euro and Japan's currency were like the top 2. So that's pretty interesting. But another 200-day moving average test here for the dollar currency index. Silver moving a little bit lower in this mega triangle pattern. I can't wait till this breaks out. I'm probably going to trade it whenever it does break to either direction. And then gold is getting to the end of its triangle, but really no decision yet. So quickly, we're going to talk more in depth when we get to Baba and Neo later in the stream. But we're starting to see the potential for a decent reversal in the Hang Seng Index, and I cannot believe it. If we take a look, we've got classic bullish divergence on the MACD. Pretty close to a bullish engulfing candle, but that didn't necessarily confirm it. Nice gap up today, up almost 2%. What's really crazy here, though, is, again, the line that's older than me, the 26-year-old monthly trend line, is, for right now, working out, okay? The largest economy in the world is dependent upon this line I drew on a chart. Okay, I'm being a little bit sarcastic there, but Yes, the largest economy in the world has held this line every single time since it's tested it since 1998. Every time their stocks drop down to this level, they bounce back up. And as of right now, we're starting to see the beginning of that. The last time this happened on the Hang Seng Index, you saw about a 50% increase in about 3 months, okay? The last time. The time before that was your Great Recession, and you went up about 200% in the next decade. So keep in mind, this has a 100% win rate currently, and right now, we are starting to see the bounce of the Hang Seng Index off of that 26-year-old trend line. I don't really look at 26-year-old anythings when it comes to technicals. And I mean, you just can't deny this one. It's one of my favorite technicals on any chart right now. So we are going to do a deep dive into some Chinese stocks, maybe in like 20 minutes or so. We'll talk about Baba and Neo and I don't know, maybe Baidu, we'll see. Before we get there, let's talk about our country first. Let's talk about the US stock market. And if any of you are day traders, I'm sure you saw the price action today. Maybe some of you got caught in the choppy waters. Let's go down to the 5-minute chart. We pretty much spent, let's see, this is yesterday. Yeah, we pretty much spent all of yesterday and today until about the last hour of the day trading in this 2-point range on the SPY. We basically spent I don't know the last time this happened. It's definitely happened many times even the past couple of years, but I feel like in the past month or so we haven't seen this. I mean, when's the last time we got a consolidation that long? I mean, look, I don't see any consolidation here that's even close to that. Wow. So it's pretty, and I'm talking about a 5-minute time frame. If we go to like a 1-hour time frame, then technically we just spent the last month consolidating, right? I'm only talking about this on the 5-minute right now on the SPY. And you broke up out of this towards the end of the day, and then you retested your all-time highs you put in, let's see, yeah, literally this Monday. You gapped up to new all-time highs on Monday, and you pretty much retested that level today. I actually did alert calls. This was the only alert today. I literally calls the second that this broke out of the range, and those went up 100% for premium members. It's a pinned chat if anybody's interested. You can join free for 3 days. But yeah, literally all I did was I woke up this morning. I'm not even joking. I set my alert at the top of the range. I set my alert at the bottom of the range, and then I literally just looked away. And then the second my alert went off, my phone gave me a notification. I went straight to alerting calls, and they went up 100%, I think in about 25 minutes, 30 minutes or so. And that was pretty much it. So let's talk about what to look for in general on the SPY now, and I will get to the chats in a second. Quick roll call. What's up, Corey, KT, Rooster? Nice to see you in here. Thank you for sharing the Discord link. Anybody who wants to join, it's free. It's in the chat right now. What's up, Max and Yvonne? All right, anybody else viewing on Kick? What's up? What's up, the guy? Make sure to hit the like button if you didn't already. Let's talk about the technicals on the SPY now. That was just kind of a recap of what happened today. Now the SPY has pretty much been in this broadening pattern, and it looks like it's breaking to the upside. And I know there's the classic, if you see a bearish pattern and it breaks to the upside, that's like extra bullish because it was supposed to break down and it broke up. I wouldn't even say this was a bearish pattern. It was just a neutral pattern, and the coin flipped to the upside. So I would say I'm continuing to be I'm obviously like long-term bullish on the market with the all-time high breakout, but I'm even more so short-term bullish on the market as long as we hold this zone. Drawing it out right now. All right, the 482 area. As long as we hold this 482 area where we gapped above and then flipped into support twice between yesterday and today, I will continue to be short-term bullish on the market. We also need to, I forgot to do this, we usually do this. We need to take a look at the earnings calendar for this week and also the economic schedule. So let me see if I can find that really quickly, just to line it up with some of the technicals we're talking about here. All right, perfect. Shout out to Cheddar Freeze on Twitter. I just see it posted a few days ago. It's usually where I go to nowadays just to look for it. It's always there. Yeah, so that's the SPY on the 1 hour. On 4 hour time frame, you got a bullish engulfing candle. I mean, I don't have to zoom in, but if we do there, you can see it. Keep in mind, we are starting to develop some classic bearish divergence on the 4 hour time frame. Right, so getting a little bit of an overbought signal there on the RSI. If anybody wants to know more about MACD and RSI divergence, my free course is in the description. It's on my YouTube channel. Go check it out. So This is your breakup currently. Anything above 40 still looks good. It's really what I would focus on here. Just keep holding that and you should be good. Moving over into the Qs. Taking a look at the candle. Pretty much regained your sell-off yesterday. You gapped up yesterday, then went back down to fill that gap, and then you regained that sell-off down to the gap yesterday. That's really the simplest way to view the Qs right now. 1 hour bullish, 4 hour bullish engulfing candle, just like the SPY. And same thing, I drew out that level on the 1 hour chart on the SPY at 482, and I will say the level on the Qs that you want to continue holding above is like the 421-ish area. So those are your two key levels on the SPY and the Qs heading into the rest of the week. And you can take a look at the Russell now, which gapped up today, right up to fill this gap. So the Russell gapped up this morning. It filled this gap at 198.5. You can see I had that level charted out. It was your gap down from January 3rd, the first or the second trading day of the year. And then you went up to fill this gap, and then you came back down to fill the gap up from this morning itself. So really not much of any change technically. It was just a continuation of the trend and your first test of resistance. Do keep in mind, this has been a very nice wedge breakout, and it's played out nicely off the lows. It was even a nice back test of this trend line you can see here. But keep in mind that you have 4 to 5 major highs in this 200 area on the Russell. So although I was saying I'm short-term bullish on the Russell for the past week or so, and we got this nice 4 to 5 day bounce, I'm now flipping and I'm now saying that I'm back to bearish on the Russell 2000. As long as we're under this yellow zone, because every time we've topped out here, every time we got to this level, we topped out here. So unless we can break it, I'm bearish on the Russell again. The wedge played out to a common retrace. You got your 618 perfectly hit there right at the gap fill level. So everything that I wanted to play out for now played out. You got the wedge breakout, you got the back test of the trend line. You still do have hidden bullish divergence on the MACD. It's kind of on the RSI as well. So that's good. It's not over. I'm not going to go and short the Russell, but I'm just saying this is where it tops out historically. So we're waiting for that trend to change. Wouldn't even mind looking at it as long above 203 if it can really confirm that. So really all there is to be said for the Russell. I mean, if you really want to, I mean, if we're just going to forget everything for 1 second, right? And I know there's this big zone of supply right here. You can easily see it. There still could be a separate argument made where let's take a look at this cup and handle look. There's your cup, there's your handle. You've still got the hidden bullish divergence. So again, I'm saying I'm bearish because you're under supply, right under it or right at it. But all I want to see, all right, I'm giving a little bit of a test to the bulls on small caps, is a break above that supply. And something like a cup and handle could help you do that. Because I don't really see any cup and handles in the last 4 times you tried to break that. This is kind of the first time you have like an actual pattern going into that supply zone. So we will keep that in mind. That's pretty much it for the Russell. Let's talk about what's going on in the market before we move into individual names now. And if you didn't already, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel so you can watch these streams every single night. Also, a little bit customary, if you want to get yourself a drink for the streams, sit back and relax. This is not alcohol, this is actually just tea, but to each their own. Feel free to DM me on Twitter with your preferred drink of choice during the streams. All right, let's talk about this week now. So tomorrow, really nothing crazy. At 1 p.m. we have a 5-year note auction. Thursday, all right, so Thursday we have jobless claims 8:30, building permits 8:30, but we have GDP. That's the big thing. At 8:30 a.m. we have our 4th quarter GDP from 2023. So that's probably going to be the biggest economic event in the market this week. And we have a Fed blackout period currently until the end of the month. And then in terms of earnings, today we saw a Netflix report. You see how that did. And Netflix went up 9% after hours. I'm not trying to say I'm a genie or anything, but kind of did tell you all that Netflix looks good for the last week or so, right? I mean, there was the chart itself. I literally charted this out, I believe, yesterday on the morning stream. But even if we take this pattern away from it, what I was watching prior to the pattern you just saw on the chart was this triangle breakout and backtest. And then another thing I really liked about the Netflix chart was how we were above this historical zone. Look at these highs from May of 2020, lows from the end of 2020. Look at this high over here. Look at all of this resistance. We flipped it into a support. So you were backtesting previous supply on Netflix over the past 4 years as a support. You had a triangle breakout. You had really good volume pre-close today, and you went up 10% after hours. Here, we can take a look at the move after hours. Boom. All right, up to 535 on Netflix after hours. And you can't see it on the chart now because the market's close, but that would pretty much take us up to, what just happened? Why did I freeze? Good. All right. Can you hear me? Are we good? All right. So 435-ish. We're pretty much up to there on Netflix. Really nice move. And even in general, I've been liking what Netflix has been doing. I talked about this last week. With their new series, I've watched a lot of at some time in the last month. I really don't right now, but in December I had a good amount of time to watch a lot of stuff on Netflix. And the new series, even their originals, are pretty good. I know Suits has gotten really popular again, so they've done a good job introducing new plans. Good job, Netflix. All right, good move on earnings. We'll see if it holds tomorrow, but we do have a lot of other things to talk about which took place in the market. And first of which, Plug was up 30% today. So let's take a look at what happened here. I was looking at this on stream and we were talking about how this 258 level was your COVID crash low and you were bouncing off of it yet again. And I really liked that. And today you went up about 30%. And let's see. Plug Power stock soars on hope for government loan. Okay. So let's see. The company and the DOE have finished negotiating terms for a $1.6 billion loan. And that was said by the CEO on a conference call today. All right, this funding will support development, construction, and ownership of up to 6 hydrogen production facilities. So getting some money into their hands. I mean, this is honestly, for a lot of these, I don't know if Plug was a SPAC, but that whole entire sector of like speculative EVs and EV chargers and that whole entire area, which most of the stocks have gotten crushed in the past year, what is really something traders and investors want to see is an influx of cash, because people are worried that since these companies have, I know Plug's been around for a lot longer, but since some of these companies are a lot newer, they don't really have cash because whatever money they raised from either an IPO or a SPAC, they're using to operate their business, and they're pre-revenue, so they really haven't made much revenue yet because the EV sector is still very new and there's not mass adoption yet. So if these companies are running really low on cash, it was also a very big problem for Fisker as well. It can get scary because then they might need to create some dilution to raise more cash and operate. And if that still doesn't work, well, pack up your things, go home, the company's done. So Plug getting some more cash there. And a nice move. I mean, look, you got a gap fill up at $6. That also lines up with this high from February of 2020. So there is that as well. Let's see what else went on today. NIO and Baba, let's look at some of those Chinese names like I was talking about earlier. It was up more. It closed up only 4%, but you were up more at one point today. And I don't know if this is just, from what I see, there was no news really. This is probably just related to the Chinese stock market bounce. And of course, it's not just the trend line. I want to also make sure I did not mention that earlier. It's not just the trend line. China is actually spending money on stimulating their stock market, from what I understand. You can go read the news yourself. But there is a catalyst behind this bounce we're seeing in Chinese stocks. Well, I do not want to claim that it's only technical, but to be fair, we talked about the trend line right before they did that. It'd be really funny if in some world, maybe even in this one, all of the Chinese government officials were pulling up their trading view charts and being like, okay guys, we're back to the 26-year-old monthly trend line. It's time to inject some money into I was going to say a bad word, into the stock market. I got a little bit crazy there. So that is NIO. We also have Baba, which, I mean, this one was up 8% today, and I did look at it and I debated putting out a swing on it, but just tough to put out a swing like after something goes up 8%. The better day would have obviously been yesterday, but nonetheless, it's not the best trend line I've drawn. Try to connect it a little bit more. Look at this in a few different ways. Like, it could not have technically broken out, but the way I have it charted out right now, you have 3 touches right now on both trend lines, pretty much. and BABA is testing a breakout. You do have resistance just above at 78 bucks from this low and this low, but for right now you are getting a breakout test on volume with classic bullish divergence. I might as well let me fix that. Yeah, might as well keep this on my actual watch list into tomorrow. A lot of names on my watch list. All right, so we're seeing some of these Chinese names starting to do things. Okay, another name that a lot of people are talking about is Snow. Okay, Snow has been in this range between 139 and 193. I mean, that's not the exact zone, but it's pretty much just been going sideways in what I just drew out since June of 2022, about a year and a half. And you now had your highest close in the last year and a half. And look, this is just beautiful accumulation, right? You have pretty much the same level of supply, and you are making higher lows moving into that supply, okay? That is textbook accumulation, and I know it's had a really good last couple of months. This could still just be the start for Snow. I'm not trying to be late to the party and sound crazy bullish, but like literally your next level is 243 and you're breaking out of a 1.5 year long consolidation. So as long as it can keep holding above like 200, yeah, it's a bullish name. And I mean, if it kind of starts to backtest, I might even put out a swing on it, but obviously I don't want to chase it. So nice move on Snow here. I just read a post on X that the IV is starting to go up. So if you're in options, just be careful. You got to time this thing perfectly. You are trading options on it. I know it's a beautiful move, but with the IV moving up like that, you got to be very careful about your timing, especially if you're doing weeklies and it gets to like Thursday, Friday, because you could have a day like maybe Wednesday or Thursday where you get a back test and a pullback, and if you're going heavy into calls, it could really mess with you. That's something I do want to give a little bit of a warning. I'm not saying not to go long it. I'm just saying whatever you do, be careful, okay? So that's Snow. What else happened in the market today? Lucid had a good day, up 7%. Really not much to talk about, but it looks like it just consolidated over here for a few days. Let's take that out. Looks like we just got a little bit of a nice consolidation that broke to the upside. Probably on lower time frames it would look clearer. Again, on these stocks, like Lucid just went from 5 to 250. It just literally split in half after dropping a lot more than that in the first place. We could see aggressive bounces, especially on some of these that are shorted. Like some of them have over 40% short interest, like Fisker, just saying. I do have a position in Fisker. I want to make that clear. What else happened today? We saw Verizon up 7%. Big gap up. They did report earnings. Beautiful wedge breakout, and it's just been playing out ever since it broke out. Exactly what you want to see on Verizon here. We have some of these airlines kind of, I mean, I know the whole thing's been going on with Save, Spirit Airlines. American Airlines was up 3% today. This one's testing the 200-day moving average. Save itself, it's somehow back above these lows from the COVID crash. It's really just a gamble right now. To be fair, there was a bullish pin bar on the exact low. Then we claimed it critical support. I guess as long as it can hold 7, it looks okay to me. But do your own research into what's going on with them and that whole thing with, what was it, JetBlue? Today, Moody's downgrades CFR Spirit Airlines to Caa2. Outlook remains negative. They also issued bullish Q4 guidance yesterday. Now expects revenues for the fourth quarter of last year to be 1.32 billion. It's at the high end of the range between 1.2 and 1.32 billion. Right, so that's Save. And then for good old times, let's take a look at our two past names. Even though I'm currently in one, Fisker. Down a few percent today. It went up about 40% at the highs yesterday, and then it gave, I think, a little bit more than half of that back. So it's still up about 15% off the lows on last Friday. On lower time frames, it's all about this zone. Okay, this was resistance here. It's been trying to hold as a support. I mean, after hours, it even went a little bit lower. I think a couple percent lower after hours. Actually, take a look right now. Yeah, it's like right at the bottom of this after hours. So key zone here. I mean, if this doesn't fill, it is possible to go and retest like the actual all-time lows if we don't hold this zone. And then I guess in time, you could start to create some sort of a pattern here, maybe like a wedge or something. And then look, I think as long as it can create its first higher low, that could be really good. So I do have a position. I have two different positions in Fisker. One, my average is around like here, and then one, my average is like up in the dollar range. So we'll see what happens in time. This is the first time I'm holding shares for like a longer outlook in a long time. And I really only entered into this in the past 2 or 3 weeks, and it's been selling off for the past 2 or 3 years, to be fair. And let's take a look at Clove. I know there's been some chatter on it in the Discord recently, and there is a swing on Clove right now. And it already hit the first target for a 20% gain. It did that, I think, in like 2 or 3 days. And the swing is still up 10%. And as long as it can keep making these higher lows, it just needs to break above this supply at 108. That could be really, really interesting. I mean, let's take a look at this weekly chart here on Clove. We've got confirmed classic bullish type, triple classic bullish divergence as of this week, it seems. Kind of. And I mean, look, this could really be setting up on a weekly time frame for something. I'm not even joking. Like right now, I know that there's a lot of controversy around this name, but a chart is a chart. And right now, this is literally at the end of a triangle. You have pretty much 2 touches on your supply line, 3 on your demand line. Any close here or higher would also be a bullish engulfing candle. Probably need some sort of a catalyst, but it is really setting up, and there's still 2 targets left in the swing, one at $1.17 and then another at $1.34. And oh, did I mention in the first place, this is all happening after it hit the pattern completion zone of a bullish bat. If you don't know what that is, my free course is in the description. It's a harmonic pattern, okay? So that is Clove. I do see a few tick requests here in the chat. If you're not in the Discord, the link is in the chat. Rooster already dropped it, discord.gg/free trading movement. It's also in the bottom of the screen. If you want to join premium, I learned today 100% profit SPY call trade today. wap.com/championvibe. That is the pinned chat. And if you do join premium and stay signed up, that will also include access to my trading algo that is coming out later this year. It includes access to the swing trades. I actually alerted 2 new swing trades today, both of which are like mid-cap growth names. And it comes with access to day trades, a chat full of experienced, seasoned traders, but also some people that are new to trading and here to learn with you if you are new to trading. A weekly watch list, a weekly call, a trading bot. I promise you, you will not, if you can bring me one Discord that has all of those things with the same success rate, I will lower the price. But I have not found one at a better price. You know, there might be some that are like $1,000 a month that have like 10 people doing what I'm doing. Obviously, I can't compete with that. But for one person, I'm trying my best, and the hundreds of members who have signed up for it think the same. I think that there's about a 9% churn rate in premium right now, which means 91% of people who sign up for premium stay signed up. And then another cool stat on top of that, for those of you who are like stat people, I opened up lifetime spots last year and I've sold over 30 of them. And I don't know the exact percentage, but most of the people who joined lifetime were already members of premium. So that also shows that members want to stay forever, or as long as it's available. All right, so those are cool stats. wap.com/championvibe. Pin chat if you're interested. Go get a free 3-day trial. Thank you for the testimonial, Roman Regent. Happy member here. Let's see what else is in the chat. I'm gonna go take a look through all these ticker requests. Enjoy doing your taxes, the guy been watching movies today. All right, so there's the premium plug. Let's get back to work now. And let's look through some of these charts. We're gonna start off with AI for Max. Hammer candle last week trying to fall through on the weekly. Could be a nice double bottom setting up. Yeah, around 24. I'm not gonna take a look at the weekly. I'm just gonna stick at the daily for these charts. But got the wedge, and if you can keep holding 23, it's got a shot. I mean, look at this. Holding these lows was a previous resistance. Blink. I like it above 222. Remember, nothing I say is financial advice. And you got the wedge breakout. Eton, let's clear this up. It's currently in an upsloping channel pretty much. Just watch how it continues to develop. Key resistance for quite some time now. It's been the 200 SMA, that yellow line on the chart. End phase, testing key level at 112. I mean, look at these lows here from May of 21, Feb of 22, October of 23, you're testing that key level. GNS. I would be bearish on this under 52 cents. I'm not saying it can't go back up to that. It definitely could, and it's on its way there right now. That's your key previous support, and it's going to flip into a resistance. If you can break above it, great. But if you can't break above it, not great. Cost, this bull flag just beautifully playing out. It had hidden bullish divergence too. It's not much on it at this point. It's in an uptrend. I would say I wouldn't even say it is. For a fact, it is still an uptrend until it makes a lower high. So there's just not much of a pattern. This is just one of those where you can't do much analysis when it's going straight up or straight down. Daily looking like a double top. I don't see any previous tops here. I mean, if you're considering this the first high, it just doesn't really have like a double top setup. I mean, at this point, the main thing you could do is like kind of create that demand line. Because look, it did actually drop down to revisit that demand line on Jan 4th. Snap, yeah, there's definitely some hidden bullish divergence and flagging taking place here. Got that one spot on. And still alive. Let's take a look. Clear this up. Another name that's just really struggled to get above the 200-day moving average. I would just keep it this simple. All right. If you can get above the 200-day moving average, it could be good. And I guess you're back testing the breakout of this wedge simultaneously. Amazon, daily, weekly divergence. Want to see if you see a pattern or big resistance. Do you see that bearish divergence on the weekly? In terms of a pattern, looks like what it's doing is basically finishing up a bearish harmonic on the weekly. So you'd still have to move higher for either a cipher at 164 or a shark 175. I mean, that would be a little bit better because it would line up with all of this resistance from 2020 and 2021. So look, it can literally continue to just kind of drift higher. Then you see the MACD continue to drift lower. You confirm it a bit more on your RSI too. And it could be a good short opportunity at 175-ish. Tight stop loss. I'd probably put the stop like right above all-time highs at like 190-ish. So you're talking about $15 stop loss. And then like if you're playing textbook targets, let's draw this up really quickly. Where's this? Just playing back down to the B point, which is also a key level at 146. Got about a 2 or to risk. So there's starting to be some bearish variables forming. I don't know if there's enough for me to say it's like literally about to top out right here. The one short-term make or break area does have is simply the top of this little zone on the daily. I know it's not like a textbook zone or anything. I'm just trying to draw it up as best as possible. So let's clear this up, all this up, honestly. That's its short-term make or break area. Kind of lines up with just one low historically from May of 2021. Google, the diamond pattern breakout playing out. Probably just going to be a make or break test at 152, previous all-time highs. ARM arm cup and handle, I don't really see it. You would see the cup here and the handle here, but the handle can't be higher than the cup. So this one I would just keep it nice and simple. Take it level by level. Those are your key levels on arm. EGT, let's see, I like it above 138. I do. It's where it gapped up over here. Lows from June of 22, highs from July of 23, lows from the past month, and bullish divergence. A little bit of a broadening pattern here. Volume profile shows Amazon at a big shelf right now. Need to figure out which volume profile indicator to use. I don't even use this one because it just doesn't look like it's giving me an accurate reading. I don't know if this is exactly what you see too, but see if we can find it right. Actually, I don't want to go through my indicators right now. Just somebody DM me on Discord, or not DM me, just put in the server which volume profile indicator you use so I can better look. I don't know if that's an accurate reading. And then I do want to keep Snow on my watch list. Anna in the Discord requested for me to take a look at SWK, so we'll do that right now. Definitely kept bouncing off that trend line, and then you're seeing a little bit of supply here. Boom. That's really it. Oh wow. And it bounced off of COVID crash lows. Stanley Black & Decker. Consumer durables, tools and hardware. I mean, if this breaks up, I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised if it went straight up to 137 and filled that gap. Looks like a gap down in earnings or something. Historically, there shouldn't be much resistance until then. You got a little bit at 106. I mean, you could probably just extend your zone a little bit higher to that. So it can break the supply, it could make that move. VRVP. Boom. Let's get this one. Where is it? Where was the other one? Did I already take it out? All right, thank you. I appreciate that. Okay. DLTR. I'd like to see this one reclaim 133. It just had a pretty key breakdown. That was the key level, and it broke it on this day. It's also now slightly under the 200 moving average. That would be the key level to reclaim. It's got the potential for hidden bullish divergence, maybe even starts to form a flag. You got to see it break above that level. All right. Here in premium, 2 new swings alerted today. Keep an eye on those. And then I did also alert Tesla outside of premium for everybody this week, which is not off to a great start. It's currently down 2% since the alert. So waiting to see if we can start to pivot here at the potential right shoulder, the potential inverse head and shoulders. Go. DWAC went crazy recently too. Let's take a look at that. I believe there was just some news about Trump winning some, I forget which state, but a primary in some state. I mean, oh my gosh. That is insane. And in hindsight, this move feels so obvious. I don't know why I didn't think about this a couple weeks ago. I mean, think about it, like election year coming back around, what stock are people going to look at regardless of what political side you're on? This is the type of stock. Just if you're in finance, like this is the type of stock, like that's going to relate directly to that. So, wow, what a move. 16 to 58. I didn't even know about this until right now. Crazy. Crazy move. Obviously, I can't really do much of any technicals on that. Currently, futures are slightly green. Bitcoin is pretty flat on its new day. And that is going to be it for today. Very solid stream, very active chat. I do appreciate it quite a bit. It makes it a lot more enjoyable to stream when the chats like this. So thank you to all of you supporting live. And for those of you watching the replay, I like you too, just not as much as the people watching live, but I understand if your schedule doesn't work out, it's okay. I like the people watching live 100%, I like you like 99%, you know? And regardless, you can show support by subscribing, hitting the like button, and checking out all the links in Discord. There is still one lifetime spot left for $350 off, which is probably one of the largest sales by dollar amount I think I've ever done. So if you're interested in that, it also comes with lifetime access to my trading algo. If you have any questions, let me know. The link to sign up for that is in the Discord, and you just go to the announcements channel, and it's right there. So 4 spots already gone, and there's only 1 left. All right, shout out to the 4 new lifetime members that joined within the last week, and thank you for supporting me. For those of you who watch the streams, you know I don't run ads on any of the streams. I've never really had any sponsorships. I've done a couple of partnership things, but I've never really like officially been paid to promote anything. Everything I'm doing with all this content and Champion Vibe alongside trading is also funded by all of you, so I really appreciate it. And have a great rest of your night, everybody. Good luck trading tomorrow, and I'll see you on the next stream.